Hey everyone, I'm Big John and welcome to another episode of the DIS Ability Show live. Now, before we get into things, I hope you watched yesterday's Advent Storybook Calendar Day 1, and and I just want you all to know that when I'm done unstreaming this show, I will immediately film Day 2, so stay tuned for that. Now let's get right into things. So, this week I want to talk to you once again about a must-have when you have disabilities and go down to Disney. The Disability Pass, aka the DIS Pass. You can get it at the Info Center in front of the parks or in City Hall at the Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, depending on which coast you're on. The cast members will scan your Magic Band, as well as the Magic Bands of everyone else in your party. And it is yours for the whole trip. Now, how it works is that you go to any attraction and find a cast member with an iPad. They will scan your you will ask them for a return time. They will scan your Magic Band, and they will give you a return time. And you can go out and enjoy the rest of the park. And when your ride time rolls around, scan your Magic Band, get on, and have fun. And like I said, the DIS Pass is a quintessential must-have when you go to Disney and have some sort of disability. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching live or in the comments if you're watching later. I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. At many of the resorts this time of year, you will find some sort of edible holiday decoration. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 edible Christmas displays at the Disney hotels. Number 5, the chocolate amusement park display that they have in the boardwalk. Now, they make this miniature amusement park display entirely out of chocolate and gingerbread and fondant to show what Christmas would be like in a typical Atlantic City boardwalk in the summertime, if that makes any sense at all. Number 4, number 4 is actually a new edible display that they've introduced this year at the Disney resorts. A new chocolate lighthouse at the Yacht Club. Now, as some of you may know, I live here in Maine, so I'm kind of biased to the idea of a chocolate lighthouse, and it looks great. I've seen videos and pictures. It looks absolutely amazing. Number 3, the gingerbread display at the Contemporary. Now, their gingerbread display is I believe, a miniature version of Cinderella Castle, and you can buy some great treats there too. Of course, the Contemporary is one of the most decorated hotels at Christmas time. Number 2, the chocolate carousel at the Beach Club. So every year, the Beach Club Hotel makes a beautiful miniature carousel made entirely out of fondant, chocolate, and cookies. And every year it has a different theme. This year's theme is DuckTales Around the World, which is the World Showcase adventure that we're supposedly getting. Not sure if that's still in the books, but it looks great. And my number 1 edible Christmas display, the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. Now, I have said it before, the Grand Floridian is perhaps the most decorated hotel for Christmas at Walt Disney World. It's beautiful. And the gingerbread house is no exception. You can actually buy gingerbread from it, and it's perhaps the best edible display like ever. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what edible Christmas decorations are your favorites. And now it is time for DIS or DAT. The candlelight processional is a tradition that dates back to Walt Disney himself. And he would be proud that it is still going strong. At Disneyland, the processional takes place on the Main Street train station, and you would have to stake out a spot hours beforehand because on Main Street at that time things get crazy. And at Epcot, the processional takes place at the American Gardens Theater in the American Adventure Pavilion at World Showcase. And it has rows upon rows of seating. And of course, on both coasts, they have amazing celebrity narrators. So let me know in the chat or in the comments which version of the candlelight processional you prefer. DIS, the Disneyland version, or DAT, the Walt Disney World version. And now it is time to let you guys know what Christmas specials you can be on the lookout for this week. Now, first of all, the disclaimers. These are the Eastern Coast, Eastern Standard Times. If you don't live in the Eastern Time Zone, check your local listings. And also, these are just my recommendations. So, with that being said, today, December 2nd, let's see, on CBS, Reindeer in Here at 8 p.m., followed by Robbie the Reindeer at 9. And on Disney Channel, Prep and Landing at 7:30. On Freeform, Home Alone, which is going on right now, followed by Home Alone 2, Lost in New York at 9:30. Followed by the 2018 Grinch at 12:05 p.m. Followed by The Santa Claus at 2:05, The Santa Claus 2 at 4:15, and Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause at 6:45. Followed by Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 8:50. And a very late night, the TV premiere of Godmothered at 11:30 p.m. if you want to stay up that late. Tomorrow, December 3rd, on ABC, The Santa Claus at 8. On AMC, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 8. On Disney Channel, Olaf's Frozen Adventure at 7:30 p.m. Followed by Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, that's a good one, at 8 p.m. On Freeform, Santa Buddies at 7, followed by The Search for Santa Paws at 9:10, Santa Paws 2, The Santa Puffs at 11:15 a.m., Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, that's another classic one, at 1:20 p.m., The Nightmare Before Christmas at 2:50 p.m., Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 4:30 p.m., Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 7:10 p.m., Frosty the Snowman at 8:15 p.m., and Home Alone at 8:50 p.m. Alright, now on Monday, the 4th, on AMC, we have the Rankin Bass was the Night Before Christmas at 4:45 p.m., followed by Frosty's Winter Wonderland at 5:15 p.m., The Year Without a Santa Claus at 5:45, and The Polar Express at 7. On Boomerang at 4:30 p.m., one of my favorite Scooby-Doo Christmas shows, The Nutcracker Scoob. On Freeform, Prep and Landing, Naughty vs. Night at 10:30 a.m. Home Alone at 11. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York at 1:30. Santa Claus is Coming to Town at 4:10 p.m. Frosty the Snowman at 5:15. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 5:50. The 2018 Grinch at 6:55. And the TV premiere of the Disney Plus Noel at 8:55. On Tuesday, the 5th, on AMC, The Polar Express at 4 p.m. On Freeform, Santa Claus... No, that's too early. The 1994 Miracle on 34th Street at 11:30 a.m. The Jim Carrey Christmas Carol at 2. The 2018 Grinch at 4. Home Alone at 6. And Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 8:30. On Wednesday, the 6th, on Freeform, Home Alone at 11:05. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 1:35. The Santa Claus at 4:15. The Santa Claus 2 at 6:25. And the Santa Claus 3 The Escape Clause at 8:55. On Thursday, the 7th, on Freeform, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol at 10:30 a.m. Home Alone at 3:10 p.m. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 5:40 p.m. And Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 8:20 p.m. And finally, on Friday, the 8th, on Freeform, Home Alone at 10:30, followed by Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 1. The 2018 Grinch at 3:40 p.m. And the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 5:40. And that is this week's Christmas special roundup. Let me know in the chat or in the comments which one you're looking forward to seeing this week. And so anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later. I'll make sure it gets to do a future episode for this week's shoutouts. Make sure you guys check out Ear to Ear Magic. He does amazing live streams from the parks. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out my friend Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. She does amazing vlogs on her channel. Definitely check her out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out Josh and Jenna over at Resort TV 1. They go live from the parks each and every week. Definitely check them out. Also, make sure you guys check out Samantha Lowe. She is doing live streams of the Candlelight Processional at Epcot. Definitely check her out for the latest Disney news and info. Make sure you guys check out WW Magazine. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.